Alright, so I'm back, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Gcreations Thunderous, aka Sludge. So there he is in the for the package. Nice, again, you know, third-party tops Hasbro with one thing all the times is the packaging. Normally I don't like the packaging, but I mean this is just got this nice metallic, almost like gunmetal on the background. You can kind of see the combined form right here, and then it goes down into this metallic red down here with the name, you know, some symbol logo thing. And then we got the product shot right there, which is awesome looking. Except the guns, we'll get into those later. And then we got the top, bottom, side, and the back. And this is why we're looking at him this month, because it is part of my combiner month. So he does turn into a leg, so he does count as a combiner, even though he shouldn't. I really don't think Dinobots should combine. So there you go. And here he is in Dino mode. And again, we'll be doing the Dino mode, then to robot mode, then to combine mode. So he's got the big honking cannons here. That's two of his accessories. They're more useful for robot mode. But they do plug in. You can plug them in here, or you can plug them in up here. Anywhere there's really a port. Now the interesting thing is that these aren't 5mm ports. They're a little bit smaller. They're, I would say maybe 4.5mm. Because, for example, like his sword handle here, which you can't plug in there because it's not the right angle. But if we take Starscream here and try to plug it into his hand, it's super loose. So, doesn't quite work. So there you go. And he's got two swords. We'll look more at these when we get to robot mode. And then he comes with the foot. And the foot, as you see, is about half the size that he is. So yeah. And you can take these things apart if you wish. Just kind of pry them apart here. And then you can come in here, and there's a little plug you can take out right there, and you can take those and you can plug those into the legs if you want to. And then he's got giant cannons. I think it looks ridiculous. I think the regular cannons look a little ridiculous, to be honest. To put this back on, you just want to plug this in. Plug it in. Just find the way that it fits. It'll only fit one way. And just plug these together. Like so. And then you got it back in foot mode. And we'll just set that off to the side because we won't look at that again until combine mode. And so yeah, here he is in Dino mode. Posability, nothing really at the tail. The tip does kind of move, but not really. You know, because that's more for transformation. Nothing at the neck here at all. This is just one. Well, it's multiple pieces of plastic, but it doesn't do anything. The head, though, is on a ball joint. So it does look around. You can hear that nice plastic screeching. Yeah. That's awesome. Head looks up and down. Mouth does open and close. And then he does have this little flamethrower bit right there. So there's that. Front shoulders do swivel around. There's a bicep swivel, bends at the knee. Two different places. And the toe is on a ball joint that is on a hinge right there. Back leg rotates. There is a little bit of play in both of these so that you can rotate it around. Ratcheted knee here, and then ratcheted knee, and then the foot is also on a ball joint. So that's really all there is to his posability in this mode. It's pretty big, pretty awesome. I do definitely dig him. He did come with some quality control issues that I'll point out as we start doing the transformation. So if you do decide to get him, be prepared to do some repairs and such, and be careful in certain spots. But to do a quick size comparison, here he is with the MP Grimlock. And as you can see, I think these two look incredible together. I think this works well. We'll flip his eyes to the red real quick, since his eyes are red. So, yeah, I think these two look really good together. The plastics are a pretty close match. I think this MP Grimlock actually works better with these guys than he does with the Fans Toys ones. Not insulting the Fans Toys ones by any means, it's just the Fans Toys ones are a little bit higher quality than the official Masterpiece guy. And he just seems to fit better with this guy. So, there you go. And then for transformation, it's not too difficult. It does have some extra twists and turns that and such, but yeah, let's get into it. So first thing you want to do is just kind of split the tail. Just split it like so, and then you want to come up here and you split this whole leg assembly. And this, oh, actually you want to split this chest assembly first. This is where things get a little hairy. There's so much stuff going on in here and such little clearance. So we'll just kind of move this out. These are really tight, and it does not feel all that stable, to be honest. This feels like a very flimsy piece right here to have such a tight joint and then so much plastic on it. So I'd be very careful with those. So you split the legs, and this is also kind of a bear because there's a clip, this clip right here, that will clip into this side in here, right here, and those clip in very tight. It actually is. It's not a tight, like, oh man, that's secure. It's more of a tight, like, I really don't want that to break. So you kind of unfold that, get these legs down here out of the way. Then you want to take this assembly here, fold this up, and then you want to rotate the legs down, and then hinge this out so that's out of the way. Then you can rotate the legs up all the way, like so. Yeah, it's one of those kind of transformers. And you can hear that nice screeching, plastic screeching there. Now right here, this is where one of my initial problems where I was able to fix it, but they'd actually put the screw in before they actually put the plate on. So there's nothing holding this side of the knee together. So I had to go in there and fix that, which, you know, it wasn't that big of a problem, but at the same time, $115 toy, I shouldn't have to do stuff like that. Alright, so we rotate the waist around. You can see everything's loose and kind of floppy until we get stuff a little bit more locked in here. So what you want to do is take this piece here, you fold this up, and this will come in. There's this little plug right there. They'll plug into that little hole right there. So you just swing this around and plug that in. Then you can take the tail here, and this will rotate around, and you can see major stress marks going on right here. So I'm concerned that this is going to break off the whole tail section. There's also stress marks right in there where this whole assembly is. Again, it makes me concerned that this thing's going to start breaking on me. And let's see, this is supposed to lock. Oh, that's right. Okay, so there's this little tab right there. They'll plug into that hole right there. So you just want to bring that over, line that up, and push it in. Like so. And there is the leg. Do the same thing on this side. So again, we want to fold this up. This will come around, plugs in. This will come down and around. And that will plug in there, just like so. Then we want to take this leg here and it'll come around, and there's this plug right here that on the inside of this joint, it's hard to point out, but right in there, that'll plug into. So you want to line that up, plug it in, and then you can fold this up. And there's a little tiny like hook piece of plastic right there that will just kind of hook over the plastic here. Do the same thing over here. Like that. There you have his legs done. Fold the arms down. Then you can come here and pull this piece down here, and then you can flip the hand up and around. This will come up and lock into place, like so. And there is arm number one. Like this, and like that. Go. And then pulling the camera up a little bit. You want to take these shoulders here, and they're on double swivels inside here. Kind of hard to see it, but there's double swivels inside there, and you just kind of swivel it up and around so that the shoulder is now up in more of an up position like that. Same thing over here. Like that. And then you want to take the neck piece here, and this will just pop off. You rotate this around, and it just kind of sits on the back. It doesn't collapse or anything like that, which is really unfortunate. Alright. And then the last, and certainly not least piece, flip this down. And then the head will flip up. And you can close that up, like so. And there we have him in robot mode. Back to accessories. He's got these big guns, and you flip these things out, and those will be his handles. So you plug those into his hands. And do the same thing over here. There you go. I think it was Ben's Collectibles that was pointing out the fact that these things aren't, they're the same mold on both sides, which, you know, I have complained about that on some figures before, because it's like, yeah, it's just like, you know, it's just gonna end up being not symmetrical. So if like you flip these out and plug them into his arms, this part would be down on one side, this part would be up on the other. So that's unfortunate. I'm not a huge fan of that. And these guns are huge. They're to the point where I actually have to say they're kind of too big. But, you know, whatever. Get those things out. And then you can take his swords here, and you can plug the swords in. Swords are really nicely done. I really like the way they look. Nice silver paint here. Not chromed paint, but silver. And they just look nice. They're just a good fit for this particular figure. Alright. Posability. Head here is on a ball joint, so it gets a great range of motion all the way around. Shoulder is on a ball joint. Big ball joint, but it's also got two different hinges in there too, so you can kind of get a little bit of extra play in that for that. There is a bicep swivel, double bend elbows, really tight though. Hand is on a swivel, so it rotates around. Nothing at the fingers, which is kind of surprising for a figure this size, but also really not disappointing at all. I really am not upset about that, because I kind of get tired of figures having posable hands. Waist does rotate. Hips can go up and down, in and out. There is a thigh swivel, bends at the knee, nice screechy plastic there, and ratchet on this side. And then the foot is on a ball joint and hinge that you can actually pull out for some reason. And yeah, there you go. There he is in robot mode. He's got a lot of backpack kibble going on. It does get in the way. His legs are really, really thick, so those kind of get in the way of a lot of things too. So, and for comparison, here he is with the Seeker mold. And yeah, it's about right, I would say. Dinobots were always bigger, so that's about right. Here he is with the Springer mold. You can see he's about... He comes up to right about here on him. So that's pretty right there. Here he is with the Masterpiece car, and that's not quite right. He should be a lot bigger for Masterpiece, but Masterpiece has their own cars, or their own Dinobots. And here he is with the Brainstorm. So he's about a head taller than him, so he'd be about a head taller than the iGear Seekers. And flip Grimlock over into robot mode real quick. Luckily, Masterpiece Grimlock is not hard. Almost got him. Sorry guys. I paused the camera, but editing software is having a hard time with the videos. So I gotta do this in one shot. Alright, so here he is with Masterpiece Grimlock. And as you can see, he's he comes up to, he's about a head taller. So this actually, for me, is ideal for Dinobots. So while he might still be a little too big at this point with the collection I'm going with. This works real well. So if you get the larger classics, I think this look would actually be just about right. And then if you don't care about getting the full set of these guys, you know, and you got MP Grimlock, then just go with that, because this looks great. I really, really like this. And then, yeah, I was also thinking about the Bull's Fire Swoop, just to add another one in that looks pretty close. For other Dinobots, here is one of the Fans Project guys. So he's actually not a whole lot bigger than Fans Project dude there. And the next one, who at some point we will be doing a full-on battle review against. Again, he's not that much bigger than he is. So he is bigger, and he's closer to like an MP style than these guys, and these guys are more Neo style. And here he is with the Planet X Swoop. I do have the other Planet X guy, but he's actually broken, so won't be showing him off. So yeah, I think the Swoop really is lacking here. But yeah, I think these guys all look pretty good together. I mean, all the grays are pretty close, all the reds are pretty close. You know, he's got gold chrome, these guys have silver chrome, and he's got no chrome whatsoever. But I do think that this is looking pretty good. I do like this. So, anyway, moving these guys out of the way. And we'll get him into combined mode. So for that, what we want to do, just kind of pull the head up out of the way here. And then, let's see here. You want to pull the arms up, get those out of the way. And then this will come around, up, put the head in there first. These will come around and plug together, like so. And then you want to just kind of fold this assembly out of the way. Get this out of the way, and get this whole doohickey here out of the way. And then you rotate this whole leg down like so, and then this will come up like this. So it's like that. And do the same thing over on this leg. Just try and get things out of the way here. Way. This comes around. And we're just trying to keep things out of the way. There is just infinite amount of clearance issues with this figure. Then we take the foot plate here and just kind of angle that like so. There's two ports here and here, and here and here that will plug in underneath here on these holes here, here, and here, and here. So you just get those lined up when you're ready. This will come around. How does this work again? This? Like this, yeah. So this will come around like this. So you want to fold this black piece around like that. This will come around, and these will all tab in together in a few minutes here. Just kind of keep these things out of the way. Like I said, it's really hard to show. It's because it's got so many clearance issues in my mind. So you tab these things in on one side, and then you can take the whole assembly here and it's really, really difficult to do. Like I said, there's some clearance issues going on here. Let me try this one more time here. Just do this off screen here real quick. We'll try to. Go. There we go. Hard to do it on screen. That's the bulk of the trouble there. Right. So then we want to move this. Now this piece here is the connector piece, and then actually in the instructions it does say use a tool to get in there and wedge this piece out. Which is really strange that they would say something like that, but you know, whatever. Alright, so these pieces here can come into the back, and then the tails will actually lock in together. And then you can just fold that up. This will just come down here like so. And you just kind of yeah. These will go back in to how they were for robot mode. Just kind of plug them in. Same thing over here. Kind of rotate them down. Plug them in. Take these hands, fold them in. And then you take these, and these will come back. You want to... Oh, that's going to be a bitch to get back on, isn't it? No, not at all. Alright, so there's two screw holes here and here on the back here, and there's two little red tabs on the back of his chest, there and there. So you just line those up and you plug it all in like so. Do the same thing over here. Put the hand in. I know this is a long video, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Deal with it. we go. There we go. And then you can just keep move that connector port up. That is super tight. I don't like that. I mean, I like that it's tight, but that is so tight it's disconcerting. But there is his foot mode. Wow, that's stressful. For a quick comparison for foot mode, here he is with the Masterpiece Grimlock. And you can just see, this is not going to be a small combiner. Not at all. Not at all. Let's see, who else can I compare it to real quick? Here's Springer. His from knee down, I'm assuming that's knee, is bigger than a Voyager. So this thing's going to be bigger than Feral Rex. This thing's going to be bigger than Abominus. I mean, this is probably going to be the biggest combiner ever till that new Devastator comes out. And here he is with Bruticus. Yeah. He's half... This foot is half the size of a combiner. Yeah. It's way too big. Anyway, one other thing I want to show off is this lovely job they did here on cutting it off the sprues. So, all in all, I think the figure's good. Very well designed, but not the best execution. There are some of those flash marks all over the figure that I've seen. I mean, you can see one right here under the neck here. So, he did have, like I said, some quality control issues right off the bat. I had to repair his leg. He's got stress marks started. This doesn't feel very sturdy. And that's just him on this thing. I can't imagine putting the weight of, the rest of the combiner on him. I think that's going to be massive. But he does look good in Dino mode. He does really look good in robot mode. I really do like him, and he looks really good with MP Grimlock. And as you saw, he looked pretty good with the Fans Project guys, too. So if one really wanted to, you could have a full set of dinos, depending on which companies you buy from. There are enough out right now to get a full dino. Full dino team, anyway. And so, all in all, I think he's good. He's definitely got some QC issues and some clearance issues. So, the other issue I have with the set is that the next figure's not due out till July. So this is going to be the full team, and the next figure's not due till July. So we have to wait, 4 or 5 more months, unless it's delayed, to see this figure come out. That's going to be a long time, and I'm not too thrilled about that. And, quite frankly, I think the figure would have been better if they would have just not dealt with the combined parts. I think a lot of people would have jumped on MP-styled Dinobots in more of a classic scale. I think people would have jumped on that. I mean, what else do we have? We got Toy World, which is doing combiner. And some people just don't like Toy World. We got Fans Project doing the Neo stuff, and Planet X doing the Fall of Cybertron. So if they were to do a MP style Dinobot that's for classics like this guy basically is, I think a lot of people, myself included, would just skip on everybody else and jump right on board with that. I could care less that this is a combiner. I could care less that this is going to be the biggest combiner. I just don't care enough about stuff like that. Dinobots were never a combiner. They never needed to be a combiner. That's the big thing, is that they don't need to combine. They were able to fight Devastator on their own. And in the Fall Cybertron game, they went up against Bruticus on their own. They didn't need to combine to do that. They just knew how to fight them. It was 1-on-5. It was always great. That's one thing that bugs me about the Fans Project ones, is that it's not 1-on-5 with them. There's 6. There's at least 6 of them. And it's like, why would you waste so much effort on making another figure that the general population doesn't want? I know some people really want I think it's a slapper. I know some people really want that, but that should be an afterthought. Do the main 5 and then do that. But I think they're doing him like 3rd or 4th or 5th or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so back to this guy. I do think he's good. I do think he's got issues. I can only recommend him to people that really want, this type of set. But also, you're going to be patient to get the whole set, because this is probably going to take a year or two, at least. And you also have to be prepared for some QC issues. Now, mine weren't all that bad. I was able to fix most of them. But some people just aren't able to do stuff like that. And that's really not cool. I would show you how to fix the leg, but it was kind of a bitch to fix, and it just barely worked for me. So, but be warned on those things. But all that being said, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. I do think he's good. He's got issues, like I said, and it's gonna be a long time to get the whole set. And just clearance issues. The clearance issues. Got QC issues and clearance issues. Those are the two big ones. So there you go. The chrome's nice, though. It's pretty nice. There you go. Thunderous. He's good. Not great, but good.